Yo! Kyle, you're behind barbecue, home of the green chili bacon rub. You are now tuned in to Grab 'em by the Brisket. Come on, man. Grab 'em by the brisket.
I love the Brady Bunch style intro where everybody is just doing their own little thing on the squares on the side.
Can we look like they do? Does it look like I'm looking at James?
Right. No, I think you have to turn to your left or right. That would.
I don't know. It's different on mine, I guess.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of technical difficulties. Jan's over there at home base. Jan, can you hear us? Or are you coming in? Are you frozen?
Live from the Batcave. Yes,
yeah,
I am here at home plate, watching the bar.
Yeah,
I'm also watching the 52-inch flat screen and the cooler, which is 17 feet behind me. So yes, Jan's doing okay.
I think this was Jan's plan all along, so he can continue to watch the game.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, Matt's going to have technical difficulties, and he's going to be like, I got to go look at...
Help Jan.
I'm recording in my...
Jan out real quick.
Yeah, game room there.
Yeah, is this coming in? It sounds like it's not working, or it's not sounding good.
Okay.
Right. So, hey, welcome to the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of different podcasts out there that you guys can be checking out, and you chose us. We definitely appreciate it. Let's get into it. So, earlier this week, we saw Mattress Mac get a little gangster. Obviously, our home base is here in the Houston area, and we're quite familiar with Mattress Mac. And I know Mattress is big all across the country because he's known for all these big bets that he puts down on his hometown teams and other teams in the state or whatever. But did y'all see him go get a little nuts on somebody?
Yeah. It was a short clip, but there was a lot of F-bombs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him talking about it, and he was saying that he wouldn't have, if they were just hassling him, he wouldn't have said anything. But it's when he was when that guy was saying that Altuve cheated and everything, that's when he said he had to stand up for his boys or whatever. So,
love it.
So I saw also there was a lady that called the police because her meat was supposedly undercooked. Did y'all see this?
No.
It's out of Raleigh, North Carolina. There's a little barbecue joint called Clyde Cooper's, and someone, I guess, purchased a plate of, maybe it was a barbecue sample. I don't know what it is. I know there's a lot of pork involved, and when they got it out into the car, probably eager to dig into it, and they noticed what they thought might have been undercooked meat. So
little pink or what?
Little pink.
Okay.
And then they went back inside, and I think Debbie Holt was the owner of the restaurant, and she's the one that dealt with this individual. And she explained to her how smoky meats work and how it can create like a pink hue on certain types of meat. Certain type of meats absorb that pink color a little bit more than others, and especially pork. She did not like that answer, and I don't know if she was looking for a refund or if she was looking for the meat to maybe go back on the grill and cook a little bit longer, but she went outside, she called the cops, and cops showed up, and I think there's like a little bit of a confusion on the cops' end, basically why the hell are you wasting my time? What are we doing here?
Somebody's got to pay for this.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And then whatever article I was reading, I got to the bottom of it, and then you know how it kind of blurs out when they're like, all right, if you want to continue this, you got to pay more. And I was like, screw this. I'm not reading the rest of this shit. Yeah. Losers.
So if you want to hear the rest of the story, I don't know.
Search it out on the internet.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. And then let us know what the story is.
Correct. We could just use our imagination and we'll just know.
Can we just pretend?
She was probably tased.
Right. Yeah. That's the story we should go with. She got tased, and then they force-fed her the smoked pork and everything.
Yeah. Then the cops were all in the back of the pit room, all Super Trooper style, and they're sitting there posing with the whole hogs and just eating barbecue plates and stuff. Yeah.
Sounds accurate.
Yeah, and that's all I had for the intro of the day. We got a fun little planned episode for you guys. We're going to talk turkey as well. I know the previous episode we talked a little bit about giving you a few tips and tricks on how to improve your turkey game. So this episode we're going to go into talking about the different methods of cooking turkey.
Absolutely, yeah. So maybe we should have put this one out first, but if you haven't heard the last one, there are definitely some badass tips that you may not know. So go listen to that one when you're done with this one.
Yep.
The also is there is a recipe we may put up here tonight. Just a recipe. What kind of recipe is this, John?
Well, we've got a couple we're going to talk about, but we definitely have a brine full recipe that we're going to post here in a minute. So
okay.
I'm ready to take a screenshot or whatever people do now. Yeah,
screen it.
Yeah, screen it. With
also,
that,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, please, Jan, please.
I was saying, before we also have one more thing, John. There is a noise tonight. When this noise is being played, what are we going to be doing?
Drink.
What noise is this?
That one right there. That scream noise you just heard.
Oh, we're supposed to drink. It already started.
He's like, that's the noise? Okay.
All right. With that, let's do the hot off the grill barbecue news. The biggest thing I got here is Memphis in May. I don't know if you guys heard, but they had to switch locations last year. Something to do with the taxes on the location or something. I don't remember the whole story, honestly.
Somebody else probably trying to get their hands on that money.
Yeah, probably. And I think you can hear more about that actually in the BBQ News magazine, who sponsors this segment for us. But they're going back to their original location this year, or this coming year. So that's big news, and everyone's pretty excited about that. We haven't been out there, but we need to get out there.
Yeah, next year, definitely.
100%. And then the other thing is, and we talked about this last week, we're still doing the 10% off on Oklahoma Joe's. And the code for that is Holiday10, all caps, Holiday10. You get 10% off on pretty much anything Oklahoma Joe's, so slide over there. That's only till December 7th. So
yeah, if you don't use it, you're just throwing money away. I mean, please send me the 10% of money, and I'll buy it for you, and I'll get the discount.
That's right. But listen, if you're looking to get somebody, like, I am blown away by this Ryder Deluxe, right? This Ryder pit that it's at John's house that nobody can touch but John. I'm blown away by that thing. I'm blown away by this drum. Guys, I just cooked a brisket this last weekend. I literally looked at this thing 3 times. 3 times. I put it on, I came back and I pulled and wrapped it. I came back and I pulled it. That's how well this thing maintained during a monsoon, during like this drum, this Bronco. I mean, it outperformed what I thought. Anything I thought it was going to do. Even when I pulled it off, it could have went easily. I felt another 2 hours.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, bring it to my house. I'd like to try it.
Yeah. I'll
never get it back.
I'll meet you.
Yeah. I feel like there's a swap there.
I know James has the reverse flow in his backyard, and you've had a great time with that one, right? I mean, some of the briskets you've pulled off of there have been some of the best briskets you've done in I don't know how long, James.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's we've talked about it on our social media channels. Like, it's quite versatile. I mean, whatever you want to cook on there, whether you want to grill something, smoke something, reverse smoke something, because it has the option to move the smokestacks and put the baffle plates in there. I had a lot of questions when people asked when I posted one of the videos, how do you like that reverse flow method? How do you like those baffle plates in there? And I'm always like, it's great if you want to maintain an even temperature. It's great if you want to do low and slow type cooks. And then if you want to do, if you want to reverse it around and go the other way, it's literally turn a wrench and that's it.
Nice. So what we're hearing is Oklahoma Joe's is kick-ass. Use the discount code Holiday10. Get 10% off till December 7th. And the last thing I got, which is not really barbecue related, but it is kind of an announcement for us, is we recently joined the Odd Pods Media Network, which is basically just a group of podcasts that try to help each other out, build each other up, spread the word. So you'll probably hear us plugging some other podcasts. And I've already listened to a few of them. I think they're fantastic. One of them from the middle, you guys know I talk about them all the time. I think they're great. But you'll hear more about that. We don't have a ton of info on that to share yet, but it's coming.
Yeah. The main takeaway is that we're famous now. So
that was all we needed.
That's all we needed. So there it is. Awesome.
Yeah.
Any more news, John?
That's what I got.
Okay.
There. That sizzle sound means we're done.
That's
There you go.
the exit that I needed to hear, John.
All right.
So, in cooking any turkey, before we get into methods as far as the different methods, I mean, there's one constant out of all these different methods, and you got to brine that turkey. I can't emphasize this enough. You have to brine it. If not, that bird more than likely is going to be dry and probably a little bit less flavorful. And then, yeah, John threw up the brine recipe that I'm not going to say I came up with it all my own. I mean, I did a lot of research on the internet, but a lot of them are kind of comparable as far as the salt to sugar ratio.
Right, very similar.
And then the rest of it is like up to you, man. I mean, your flavors that you
Very
like.
subjective.
Correct, yeah. You can throw in there. I mean, I wouldn't go like crazy different like flavors and whatever, but I mean, it's all up to what you're used to.
Right. Yep. So if you're just listening to this, go slide over to the YouTubes and at least get yourself a picture of this. And it might help you. It'll definitely help you.
Yeah, definitely.
It might help you. It definitely will help you.
I'm going to cut him out.
Somewhere in between all that.
Right. All right, so
Yeah.
let's skip right into fried turkey. I mean, it's one of the things that we've all experienced. We've all been a part of. We've all probably been a part of. Knock on wood. Those things can go wrong very quickly, depending on the safety methods that you don't practice. And one of them is making sure your bird is like thawed out completely, and make sure it's dried off completely, because you got Jan over there with his safety expert. I mean, when oil and water go together, I mean,
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Oil and ice. That's how you burn your house down.
right.
Yeah.
Now you're staying at some really seedy Holiday Inn or something like that, or motel. Yeah.
Yeah, last year I was frying a turkey for Thanksgiving, and I didn't thaw it out properly all the way first, so there was still ice in it, an hour before I was going to be dropping this thing. So I was scooping ice out of it and everything, trying to get as much as I could. So when I dropped that thing down, it was a very, very slow descent into that oil. So trying to keep that thing from popping as little as possible. It was still just boiling over the place. So yeah, definitely make sure you at least thaw that thing out all the way too.
All right. Well, I was going to ask for some pro tips from Matt, but it sounds like he's...
Hey, those barbecue fails lead to knowledge.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah. So one of the tips on frying a turkey, you don't want to go super large bird. I mean, you definitely want to go a smaller bird, strictly just for the amount of time it takes you to cook this thing. Because and I think we may have a temperature to time ratio or whatever it is. But the larger the bird, the longer it's going to take to cook, and that means the outside is going to get way more crispier and well done before that inside gets done. So you want to stick to probably maybe a 10 to 15 pound range on that bird.
Yeah, well, it's like 6 minutes a pound or 4 minutes a pound or something like that.
It's about 3.5 minutes per pound, I think, if you're going at 350.
So think about that. I think it's roasting in there on a 20-pound bird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the bigger bird you got, the legs are going to crisp up and fry a lot
faster
and everything
they'll
else.
be toast, right?
Yeah, definitely better to have a smaller one.
Yeah.
So,
and when you're starting that thing, if you're going to want to get it, if you're cooking at 350, you want to get it up to about 400 first before you drop that bird in there, because you're going to lose.
Yeah, you'll definitely lose some temperature when it goes in. Mm-hmm.
Correct. And one good tip as far as how much oil to add to your pot, because all pots are made differently as far as the sizes that you're using. So when you have your bird, go ahead and fill it up with water, your pot full of water, and you have your frozen bird. Go ahead and drop it into that water and try to find where that level is, where it's completely submerged, but not that way you can tell it's not going to overflow. I fill this thing full of oil and I got all this hot oil going everywhere, and I'm going to drop my bird in, and you're going to have about 2 gallons of oil spilling out. So it gives you kind of a guideline as far as how much oil I need to add.
Yeah, and if you're not going to do that, if you're going to be unsafe about it, make sure you video it so you could possibly win some Sucklebusters.
Right.
You know,
That's
so
right.
You want probably about 4 to 5 inches of space between the top of the oil to the top of the pot.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that
about
thing's definitely be popping.
20 to 25 feet away from your house.
Yeah.
Right. And do you guys put the stuffing in the bird when you're getting ready to drop it in there, or how does that work?
No,
No?
you don't do
Okay.
that. No. Oh, also
Don't do that.
Remember to pull out that pack of giblets and everything in there before you fry your bird too. Oh, and turn the propane off when you drop the bird. That's a good tip, especially if you haven't done it before. Just turn the get all the way up to 400 or whatever, cut the propane, drop it in, and then turn it back on again. That way, if you do have some spill, you're not dumping it all over the fire.
That's pretty smart, actually. Yeah, Matt said something smart.
There it is.
Good. He's waiting for applause.
Right.
I was waiting. I was like,
Cue up the applause. So the best oil to fry with, obviously you can use quite a few out there, but you want to select an oil that has a high smoke temperature, meaning it will not burn or will not catch fire.
It doesn't. Yeah, you're talking about something. It has to burn longer for it to burn up, essentially, or what?
Yeah, to ignite. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
Where you start seeing the smoke coming off of it. Peanut oil is one of the more high smoke temp oils out there, and it's widely used by everybody. Of course, there may be some people out there that have like a peanut allergy or whatever, but there's also some oils out there that have a very low smoke point, and I think maybe vegetable oil or one of the canolas, or I'm not really sure. Yeah. All I know is peanut is the best, and it's usually what you see.
What about like beef tallow? Can we do one in beef tallow?
Oh man,
you know what? Try it, John. Try it.
Right.
Probably the best damn turkey you ever had.
Right. How many?
Why does my turkey taste like a brisket?
This is fantastic.
I'm sure somebody's going to do it.
Yes, if you do, let us know about it.
I've only ever done peanut oil, and I've never been disappointed. So I don't know about doing vegetable or canola or anything else, but peanut oil always works.
So with frying, I have not fried a lot of turkeys. As far as temperature when you're pulling it, I'm assuming it's the same. But do you have to pull it any sooner, or
I pull it about 170.
170.
170.
In the are you talking in the dark meat or where are you checking it?
Like wherever you think it's going to be the coolest. So like if you got a large breast on that turkey, then probably right in the center there.
Okay, and you're pulling 170.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and then letting it rest 15 minutes after I pull.
So it's probably getting up to 175 or more.
Yeah, it's going to continue cooking after you pull it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the little guideline that we have, so deep frying a turkey will take about 3.5 minutes per pound to fry at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. A 12-pound bird will approximately take about 42 minutes to deep fry. And as Matt alluded to, the thickest part of the thigh should be around 180 degrees Fahrenheit.
There you go.
Yeah, I do. I know that says 3.5 minutes per pound. I do 3 minutes per pound and pull it 170. So
yeah, and
here's their own.
Here's another pro tip. Go ahead and get yourself a rack of ribs and cut them up, season them up a little bit.
Please season them,
and then throw it in the oil and deep fry some ribs.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, it's good.
And while you got that oil going, just throw whatever the hell else you want in there.
Exactly.
I did a whole chicken last time. I did the ribs, like whatever else I could find. We were just frying in there while we had that thing going. So
it's so funny how that happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already fired up. Let's cook something else. I'm the same way with the
smoker. You didn't buy all that oil just for one turkey. Come on, we got to get the best use out of it.
It's so funny. If I see a grill going and there's still a lot of charcoal, I'm like, we got to cook something else.
Right.
We can't waste that charcoal. That's funny.
Anything else turkey-wise? I think we covered everything. I don't think there's anything left to know on fried turkeys.
No, yeah, I think we're good on that. We're going to slide over to smoked turkey, which
you know what the scream means.
See, I think it's weird. Like you do some of the research, and again, I'm by no means an expert, but you know, when you smoke a turkey, it tells you that you can cook the bird to 165. But when you deep fry it, it's saying cook it to 180 or 170.
But when you're deep frying, they're saying check it in the thigh. When you smoke it, are you still checking it in the thigh? Or are you checking it in the breast?
I think you're supposed to check it in the thigh as well.
I don't know. I've always checked it by the breast, and then honestly, I pull more like 160 and let it carry over.
Yeah, maybe it's because it's like again, Maybe it's because you're only cooking this bird for like 42 minutes. So you got to take it up to a little bit higher temperature, as opposed to if you smoke one, it's probably going to take you like 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and when you smoke one, you definitely don't want to be running that thing at like you would a brisket, 225 or 250. You want to get that thing going a little warmer, right?
I think so. Probably like 275 to 350 degrees is probably the most optimal temperature to do the smoked turkey at.
Not end up with rubber skin.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's probably like one of the worst things I'd say. Like I'm almost like even hotter. Like we do a spatchcock on Thanksgiving Day. Sometimes we're closer to 400 when we're putting that turkey on. Now I do know once we put the turkey on, the temperature's going to lower down a little bit, but definitely don't want that rubbery skin. When you smoke for about like 4 or 5 hours at a low temperature, that skin just becomes, I don't know, it's just not good.
Yeah, no, I mean, some of those turkey skins can be pretty thick. And I know when I do the smoked turkey breast, I'll pull that skin off separately and I'll cook it separate and just make like these like chicken like crackling type pieces. So
those are good.
That may be an option for your Thanksgiving type deal, to not remove the skin, because you obviously want the skin in there to protect the meat. But afterwards, why not remove that skin? I mean, if it's rubbery, remove it. Throw it back on the smoker, throw it back on the grill, and fire that thing up and get you some cracklings going.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, I think smoking is my preferred method. I definitely like to, I don't know if you're getting ready to switch into this gear here, but doing the spatchcock. That's definitely the way I do it. Last year I did one where I actually split it like we do a chicken in a competition. And I actually treated it almost like a chicken. I glazed it and everything, but I'll get that video up again so folks can see it. But spatchcock. Yeah,
spatchcocking, and I was going to tell you that, and we can combine spatchcocking and smoking, because it's usually what we do is we smoke the birds as well. But spatchcocking is cutting along both sides of the backbone of the turkey and removing the backbone, and then you open it up, smush it down to where it's completely flat. Tuck the wings up behind its, head that's not there, and then cook it that way. Everything's kind of flat. It probably takes you about an hour and a half or so to cook this bird. If you're cooking, like Jan was saying, 350 degrees, maybe 380, somewhere in there. It cooks it quick. All the meat is everything kind of in a level position where they all cook at a even temperature. So usually your meat's finished at the same time. I know every time I've done it, I just family members just ranting and rave over it. Like, how did you get it so juicy, or how did you get it so whatever? It's like, okay, well, you didn't cook it for 8 hours or whatever it is.
Right.
Now, whenever you when you spatchcock your turkeys, are you doing it on the smoker, or are you doing it like on a Weber over coals?
I do. We've been doing them on the Weber. We've done it in a pit before, but they're all indirect heat.
Yeah, same. I've done it on the pellet grills too. I'll probably do one this year on the Ryder Deluxe. Try out, see how that goes. But okay. I'll run it hot. I'll run it like you said, 350, 375.
I just think it's different on the Weber. I just think the turkey hits different on the Weber. I don't mind a smoked turkey like that. But if I'm going to smoke it, I'm only going to give it an hour smoke bath or something. But I want to put it back onto something that's going to be closer to 350. I think historically it's just done really well. Yeah. Some of the best turkeys I ever had in my life happened like 18 feet right there, I mean.
Yeah. There may be something to the Webers where it kind of has that kind of convection type heating where the heat will rise up around that dome, and then it just rolls up around everything. So that may be something to it, because we've always had crispy skin, no issue with that whatsoever, and everything's always been tender and juicy.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, like you say, you could do it on an offset or a reversal or whatever, but you're going to want to make sure you're keeping that thing running hot.
Yeah, and if you do put it on a smoker per se, you need to watch out, because, I mean, those tend to darken up quite a bit.
100%.
So you may have to involve a little foil action, a little boating.
A little tint.
Correct. Yeah. And I made a little side note where I was like, the types of woods that you use to smoke your turkey, You got to be really careful with that. I mean, it depends on if you really like that real smoke flavor. But typically they like to say stick between your fruit woods. So your apples and cherries and stuff like that is a more milder smoke flavor. Right. And it really goes well with the mild protein of the turkey. Yeah, you could use oak, you can use hickory, but you're definitely going to want to like limit.
Right. You want to hit it with no mesquite.
No, not really.
Gotcha. All right, is that wrapping up our turkey talk? We have any other tips, Matt? You got anything?
I think that's it.
I got one really quick. So if you're smoking it, don't forget to put a drip pan. Whether you're in a Weber or you're on a smoker, put a drip pan underneath it and catch those juices. Mm-hmm. If you're not saving your juices to make some sort of gravy with it,
then you're fucking up.
Yeah. A, yes. B, it's also keeping your pit clean because those birds are going to drop a lot of grease, and that's something you're going to have to pick up and clean up later. So that'll keep your pit a little bit more cleaner.
One thing we didn't talk about either was injecting them. So whenever I'm frying a turkey, last time I did 2 full bottles of injection into a single turkey.
Well, damn.
So, and everybody said it came out freaking fantastic. So I would do at least 1 bottle of a full injection. But I think I did one. It was like a Cajun flavored one, and
Tony's
then
one?
Yeah, and then there was a more buttery one, and I did both of those and just loaded that sucker up.
Nice. Yeah.
There you go.
Last little thing is don't be afraid of some pink turkey meat. And then I'll preface that with you're safe as long as you have an accurate thermometer and you cook your bird to 165 degrees. This is smoking. So obviously smoking, you're going to get like a little bit of a pink hue, especially in the maybe thigh area where there's not a whole lot of meat there to begin with. And so a lot of smoke will kind of penetrate there. Mm-hmm. And just kind of we alluded to earlier with the crazy lady there in that barbecue restaurant in Raleigh, as long as your thermometer's accurate, you're good to go.
Right.
Well,
according to the USDA. Yeah. So that's their disclaimer. So if you get food poisoning, it's not up to me. All right.
Live on the edge a little. Come on.
Right.
Were you fixing to say something, Jen?
Yeah, listen. Obviously, I was going to go back to that story earlier. Like, I don't know the lady that complained about her food being whatever, but
you don't know her.
Also, no, I'm just saying I don't know about her mental status or anything else. But I'm just saying, if she didn't like it and she said, "Hey, this is not done for enough for me. I want my money back," or whatever the case may be, and it had to lead to an altercation, you're like, what? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Give her money back and tell her to leave, or whatever. You know.
It's like,
I mean,
get out.
Yeah. Don't ever come back.
Right. It's like that. It's
pull
like
out your taser and tase them, but they don't get off the property. Like, all right, tase.
Right. You give them 1 verbal warning, please leave my property, and then 2,
Sir,
it's
I'm
tase.
verbal warning you.
Right. It's like that one guy. Well, it's not like that one guy. We talked about that story earlier in the year about this guy. Basically, didn't get his barbecue sauce when he went
back with a gun.
Yeah, he went back and I guess shot one of the workers there.
Somebody give me some barbecue sauce.
Got to be some good sauce.
Right. I'm like, I hope he likes the barbecue sauce in prison. I mean, I don't even know if they have barbecue sauce in prison, but I hope they like it.
Who says he's locked up?
True.
Yeah.
Matt, go lock the doors.
I want.
Oh, something real quick before we jump into the next part. I was going to mention during the barbecue news, and I forgot. BBQ. If you guys aren't familiar with that show, it's a radio program / podcast. Our buddy JT over there and Leanne Whippen. We're going to be on their program. We're recording with them next week, so I don't know if it'll be out like at the end of the week or the next weekend or whatever, and we'll put some stuff out there on our social media about it, but that's cool. Hopefully we'll be on the radio, which is super awesome. Yeah. And we'll probably get picked up. Next thing you know, we're famous. We'll have much better producing, and everyone will be happy.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about it.
I mean, I think there's like we missed a phone call from Joe Rogan or something like that, I mean, that's no big deal. Famous.
Forget that guy.
I love how John turns around and goes, and then we'll just become this, and then we'll be happy.
Right.
It's like the end. The end.
Yeah. When does the money start rolling in?
Happily ever after. Yeah.
And I guess this probably takes us into the.
Well, before we get into the beer review, let's pay some bills real quick, and then we'll slide into.
There it is.
There it is.
Always pushing John.
I'm sorry. Yep. This episode is brought to you in part by Oklahoma Joe's new Ryder Deluxe pellet grills.
Since the company's humble beginnings in 1987, Oklahoma Joe has helped those who appreciate the process and the craft of smoking.
What began with Joe Davidson, a member of the Barbecue Hall of Fame, and a dozen hand-built smokers at the Oklahoma State Fair over 30 years ago, has since forged an Oklahoma Joe's brand that builds some of the most sought-after smokers.
Oklahoma Joe has a proud history of creating uncompromising smokers and grills with carefully crafted design, and the newest generation of the popular Ryder Series pellet grills carries on this tradition.
The new features in the Oklahoma Joe's Ryder Deluxe pellet grills include a Pit Control 2.0 system that delivers the category's first dual-sensor temperature control.
Fire-focused dual-sensor feedback
Martinhouse,
optimizes temperature control based on selected cooking styles, low and slow smoking, or high-heat grilling.
A power feed system that boasts the high-torque auger motor that powers through pellets for incredible power and performance.
The new Ryder Deluxe series builds on several popular features, including smoke and sear modes, which features an impressive temperature range that runs from 200 degrees Fahrenheit to a searing hot 650 degrees Fahrenheit, and a 20-pound quick-draw hopper that allows unused pellets to be drained in seconds for simple storage, removal, and swapping of pellet flavors. Guys, if you want to find out more information about the new Ryder Deluxe series pellet grills from Oklahoma Joe, check out the Oklahoma Joe's website, and the link is in our description in the bio, and that's oklahomajoes.com.
There you go. Now it is time. Grabbing the brisket. Beer review. And
Hey, John.
Yep.
Hey, next time, I think you got to mute your mic next time when we go through the ads there.
We couldn't hear anybody except for you
Oh,
because you were talking. Anyways, who brought this beer?
okay.
Who did bring this beer? James?
I think James.
I purchased it. I think John physically brought it over here. So we got another beer from the Martin House Brewing Company. John's got his. So we are officially now sponsored by Martin House, and I guess we're gonna keep saying that until they actually sponsor us.
John, make this happen.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna call the other John, Martin House John.
All right.
So I've had one of these beers before, so I'm already kind of familiar with it. This is the Shell Shock from Martin House Brewery. This is a Imperial Stout with pecans, fudge, caramel, and vanilla. This is a 10% alcohol by volume, so this thing does have a little punch.
Yep.
It's good.
Not to mention the badass can. I mean,
Yeah.
10 points if you can name the Ninja Turtle.
Leonardo.
I can't see which color his thing is. Super dark. So.
It's Leonardo.
Is it blue?
It's blue.
Okay. It's Leonardo.
And he's going up against Shredder, and you can definitely see you got Master Splinter up there in the high wire. Cool art can. I know probably longtime listeners of the Grabbing the Brisket podcast, when we first started doing beer reviews, I know Jan used to really cut down these beer manufacturers that use these little plastic wraps on their cans. But I think since then, Jan has kind of relaxed a little bit.
Yeah,
on
it's kind of softened up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Not really, guys.
less of a wiener.
Yeah.
No, I mean I understand why they do it, but yeah, you know what? This is great artwork. This is just, and once you start noticing how good the artwork really is, it really doesn't matter. To be honest with you, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they can contact me. I can draw a Ninja Turtle, so it's probably look just like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe we can get our own Grabbing the Brisket beer.
Yes.
Yeah, all you have to be able to do is draw a turtle. So
Hey,
Now what, Martin House? Huh?
I guess we could actually talk about the beer a little bit.
we could do that.
Let's go into it. Yeah.
So I don't know how many Imperial stouts you guys have had, but usually they're like pretty like harsh. They have like a strong bite to them. This is surprisingly smooth. Like I had to like double take like at the scroll here. I was like, is that really an Imperial stout? Because it's very, very smooth.
I mean, it's got a lot of stuff in there: pecans,
Yeah,
fudge,
lot of
caramel,
flavors.
vanilla. and it's 10%.
Yeah,
so.
very, very smooth. But it leaves that little tingle on your tongue
to let you know it is 10%.
Afterwards.
You know
what I mean? That's that alcohol. You're like, that's tasty. That's different.
They don't say it on there, but I swear I'm getting like cherry flavors out of this thing. Maybe that's just me, but I'm loving the flavor too.
I think I've already told you this, guys. This is probably one of my favorite stouts that I've ever had.
I agree with that. I think this might be my favorite Imperial Stout ever.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I like it.
Yeah.
I do like
See,
it.
I think me and John just have just opposite, like, taste buds or whatever.
What's that other beer you got stacked in your fridge? It's so good, and you're like, nah, I'm good. You got
It's that No Label Brewing Gillies beer.
Yeah, it's so good.
Straight trash.
No, it's really good.
Straight trash.
Yeah, we're not going to review that because it would be a waste of time. You'd
Right.
give it a 3, and I'd give it a freaking 8.5 or 9.
I might give it a 0 now. So
Jan, you have any other notes on this?
It's tasty AF. You shouldn't say that. They already have a beer by Saloon Door that actually has one that. It's a great beer. I don't know if it actually beats the Tasty AF for me though. And that's a peanut butter stout.
The ridiculous
or whatever.
AF?
Yeah. Well, they have two. They have the Tasty and they have the ridiculous. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this one. I probably shouldn't have said it. It's great. It's a great beer.
our sponsorship is out the window
It's
now.
not my what?
I said our sponsorship is out the window now.
It's an 8.4.
Wow. Okay.
Cheers.
God dang it, I should have thought of a
This
number.
beer will tell you 100% whether you're getting messed up for the night or not. You know what I mean? Like, this is the beer you get to. Like, this is your first beer or second beer of the night. It sets the tone for the rest of the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what you start off with. This tells you, let's go.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and go next because I want to raise the bar on this thing because I'm really, really liking this beer. I'm going to give this a 9.5.
What the
Yeah, I really, really like this Imperial Stout. It's smooth. It's the flavors in it are just hitting just right. And like Jan said,
Yeah,
it's got
it's like
that
a little
little
bit of cough
tingle.
syrup.
Yeah.
Is there like a little bit of that cough syrup taste to it?
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm
That's
not getting
the
that
cherry.
at all.
That's
in
the
this one.
cherry he's talking about, I think.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. It's a joke.
No, but no, it's funny because a lot of these kind of beers, they do kind of have that little bit of that in there.
Right.
You know, but not this one. This is
No.
an excellent beer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
do you guys like how I put the little ticker on there? Can you
I
guys
do.
see that?
I do. I'm
Isn't that
looking
cool?
at it, yeah.
If you're not watching us on YouTube, you should be because it's super fancy.
Dude, hey. Looks
Almost
good,
like
John.
you know what you're doing. John.
Professional.
Almost. Yeah.
hey, Martin House Brewing, these are mad scientists already. They're putting out how many different flavors of beer a year?
Oh, God,
A lot.
so many.
Y'all remember how many?
It was a
It
lot.
was
I don't remember.
150,
It was
100.
something like that.
A couple, like 100 or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many they pick.
Yeah.
So
They do
Go
a lot
back,
of
yeah.
they do a lot of just like throw a bunch against the wall and just see what sticks.
I think
Man,
you're
when
right.
they- when
Deal.
they stick, they stick.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, they're good.
I'll jump in there. I think Matt kind of hit the nail on the head there. A lot of the Imperial stouts and a lot of the stouts in general that I've tried always have been bitter. And you just had that kind of just like bitter chocolate, almost like burnt chocolate, and they throw in that peanut butter. And it just
I think that's
it's
what John and I
good.
like about it.
It's good, but I'm just like I'm not
You
a
know what I
fan.
mean?
This right here, I'm a fan 100%. I will go to HEB and I'll purchase another 2 4-packs of this just to have in the garage. I'm going to go, oh man, I don't want to copy Matt, but I'm going to go 9.6.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah,
Good
I
score.
like it.
Good score, James.
Look at you giving a real score.
Yeah, right? Not
Okay.
a round number for the first time in like probably 8 months.
Okay.
There it is.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Don't.
I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Bro, you know you're closer to me.
I'm
than you're closer to
100%.
them.
I like it. For me, Like James is not in for the peanut butter. I love the peanut butter chocolate combo and a stout. It's my favorite. This is still good though. But like Matt said, I'm tasting a little cherry in there, and for me, is a little bit cough syrupy. But again, I do like this. I would buy this. I would drink it again. I'm going to go 8.1. This is good. It's very good.
That's a weak score.
It's a great beer.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
But this is it's almost like a chocolate covered cherry flavor right here. It's a very decadent beer.
It's a cordial cherry,
and it being 10%. I mean, let's go.
That definitely helps
know what
the
you're
score,
doing.
right?
100%.
Yeah. Well,
great beer.
Hey, let's not waste any more of this beer on you. Can you just hand me the rest of yours?
mine's almost gone here. So,
Okay. Well,
Hey, we scored it high too, Matt. We're not giving any of this away.
yeah, wiener. All right.
So, hey, this concludes
son of a
grabbing the
bitch.
brisket.
Beer review.
Are you telling me nobody else planned the rest of this episode out? Jesus.
We have a fundraiser coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we do.
We do have it.
We're doing the fundraising. I think James and Matt or somebody had gotten together and with the Rachi family, and we're doing a fundraiser for what was it for, James?
So we're cooking briskets for, it's the Orphan Grain Train. It's a charitable organization that Mr. Mike Rachi is a manager for in the Houston area. So he invited us out, asked us if we would cook some briskets. We were like, yeah, hey, we'd love to help out. So we got that going on Friday. I do have a chili cook-off at work tomorrow.
Nice.
So I have that going down. So we need to get prepared for that. And I mean, I'm just gonna have to kick everybody's ass. I mean, I don't. My work chili thing is so, I guess. How do I put this where I'm not going to offend anybody? I think it's ran well, but I think it's definitely not a competition ran chili cook-off. You know what I mean? They have a lot of volunteers that get together, and then they kind of organize the event. And but I can tell you for sure, one year, and I haven't changed my recipe up whatsoever, but one year I went in there, and I think there's 8 judges, and I got like 9. I think it's a score from 0 to 10. First of all, why do you even have 0 on this thing, right? So it's 0 to 10, and there's about 6 to 8 judges. I don't remember how many it was, and it was like my scores, and they give it to you a week after, so you can see where you fell into. That particular year, we did not win, or we didn't place in the top 3 or whatever they call out. So I got the scorecard, and it was like 9, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 0.
0?
what?
0. And that 0 just shot me out. Like there's no way of recovering from I'm like, what's going on there? It's like somebody just didn't
Did you ask?
No, I didn't press it. I mean,
Was it spicy?
it wasn't spicy at all.
Okay.
I mean,
So
it
we'll
was
do
very
stuff
just
like
kind
that.
of
Sounds rigged.
in the middle type deal. Yeah. There's one guy, and let me ask you this. There's one guy, and I got a secret to his chili. And I'll put it out to everybody in the world.
You're
because
messing up, bro.
I don't care.
This is how you lose lips, sink ships, man. You can't give all them secrets out.
Well, I'm not saying I use this, and I don't use this secret, but he uses tomato soup in his chili, and the dude wins.
I mean, I guess
he's
probably
been winning,
very familiar taste.
right? He's been winning. Also, he was always usually the first one that signs up, and he's like table number 1 or spot number 1, and he's the first picked up. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
I think so, because people are hungrier and they want to taste it. By the time you get to the 50th chili, I'm sure it kind of starts running together a little bit.
True.
How many teams they usually got out there?
This year, I think they have about 15 teams.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gone up to where we've had like about 30 or so teams. And it's pretty cool. They do little skits. People will do performances out there because you got showmanship and then you got chili, and they do a dessert contest as well. So usually people that do the showmanship, put on the skits and stuff like that, they really don't give a shit about chili or whatever. Then you got people like, I'm going to cook chili, but I really don't care about doing a show. So usually it's like, but it's so freaking awkward. You got to stand by your table, and all the judges come by. There's like 6 of them, and you're just like standing, just staring at them awkwardly. It's like, oh, stirring your chili, like, and they're just waiting for you to do something.
Bro, you gotta sell it, baby. You gotta. That's how you sell it.
Yeah, I did dress up. Probably my first year there, second year, I did dress up like Dog the Bounty Hunter. And I didn't win. So after that, I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not embarrassing myself in front of my coworkers.
You got to dress up tomorrow.
Yeah, you should.
No, not happening. So that's what I got going on. And also, I mean, we're cooking for the charity. So we got a shit ton of briskets that we're gonna bust out on Johnny in June. So it should be fun. Should be a lot of content and a lot of stuff that we created.
Yeah, that's right. Grabbing the brisket is cooking some briskets for a charitable cause.
Yep.
So,
all right. Well, the Astros game is on. Can we call this thing a night and put a bow on it?
Yeah. We don't have any wins, fails, or anything like that.
I got nothing.
Man, guys, hey, out there in the internet land, if you want to win a free bottle of Sucklebusters, all you got to do is shoot us a message. You can call us. Phone number is, John, can we put that on the screen?
I can.
I'll go ahead and put it out there, 434-829-2299.
And to be fair, I do actually have some, but I don't have them ready. So, no
it's
winner
on the
this
screen
week.
right there.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, all you have to do is just either you can email us, you can send us a voicemail. You send us a voicemail, you're going to make it on the show.
Yeah, you get top of the list if you do that.
Yeah, you're gonna make it on the show, and you're going to make it on one of our podcast episodes. So then you might be famous, just like us. So
Right.
Just kidding. Cheers, guys. I'm surprised we haven't got any more drink buzzers, John.
I think we're just drinking enough as is, but yeah.
Already drank, John.
There it is.
There it is. So if people wanted to get a hold of us, John, where can they go?
Yeah, John, where do they go?
GrabTheBrisket.com. And that's where you'll find all of our stuff. All the stuffs you want to find will be on GrabTheBrisket.com. All of our social medias, all of our swag, all of our videos, all of our podcasts. You can find it all right there. GrabTheBrisket.com.
Yeah, I love that. And I don't know if you guys do this as well, but I'm sitting at work just doing my 9 to 5, and I'll just Google Grab the Brisket, and just so much Grab the Brisket just comes up everywhere. So now I'm just like, I don't want to feel like a jackass. Or just like, hey, just Google Grabbing the Brisket. It's a lot quicker because our website will show up, all our YouTube videos, all our TikToks, and all the Instagrams and stuff. Like everything just pops up. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Yeah. And I thumbed through 3 or 4 pages to see if there's any weird shit, but I haven't seen anything yet. So,
also all of our beers on there. So if you're interested more in the beer side than the barbecue side, because we do talk a lot of beer, there's a lot of lists on there that'll tell you this is the beer to try. There's also a list that tells you this is not the beer to try. But a lot of recommendations.
And if you know somebody from Martin House Brewery, please have them come contact us so we can talk about a sponsorship.
Okay.
Dang it, Bobby! Just grab the brisket. We'd like to give a special thanks to Sucklebusters Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, Bolner's Fiesta Spices, CoolieNation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, YETI Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Dalstrong Knives. We definitely appreciate your support.